meeting will now come to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance of the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, honorable city council members, to our Madam Treasurer, to our Chief of Staff, our City Attorney, our Economic Development Director, Deputy Clerk, and to those of you who are in the audience, and also to those who's viewing this evening's broadcast via our YouTube channel. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, February 10th, 2025. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card, which is located on the table in the back, and hand it to our deputy clerk. And at this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo. Here. Councilman Barden.
Here.
Councilman Kraut.
Here.
Councilman Jones.
Here.
We know that Councilwoman Roscoe is excused.
Correct.
Councilwoman Talley
Here.
and Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you.
Tonight's regular council meeting is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2 minutes, 3 petitioner, 4 chairperson's report, 5 mayor's report, 6 clerk's report, 7 treasurer's report, 8 public comment, 9 unfinished business, 10 new business, 11 warrant, 12 communication, and number 13 adjournment, and a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved, to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Kraut, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Chair votes yes. The motion is approved.
Thank you, council. Number 2, minutes. Agenda item 2A, for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, January 27th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on Monday, January 27th.
I second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of our regular meeting held on Monday, January 27th at 7:30. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Agenda item 2B. For approval are the minutes from the special meeting public hearing that was held on Monday, January 27, 2025, at 6 o'clock p.m. This was to hear comments or objections to the proposed partial street vacation of Lorman Avenue between Hyde Park Avenue and Lorraine Avenue, and also the special meeting study session held on Monday, January 27, 2025, at 6:30 to discuss the audit presentation for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2024.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna move that we approve the minutes from the special meeting that was held at 6 p.m. on Monday, January 27th, and for the second meeting that was held on January 27th at 6:30.
I second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from our special meeting. It was held on Monday, the 27th at 6 p.m., and the second meeting had on January 27th at 6:30 p.m. study session. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. There are no petitioners on the agenda tonight. Takes us to number 4, the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First of all, I'd like to wish a speedy recovery for our Councilwoman Roscoe. Wish her a speedy recovery. At 6:30, we had a study session concerning the animal ordinance amendments. At 7 p.m., we had a public hearing concerning the alley vacation. And also, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our newest council person, Mr. David Jones. Welcome aboard, Mr. Jones. Okay, and at this time, I'm going to recognize Councilwoman Tina Talley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to like to have support for a memorial resolution for Tammy Garrison. I do have a couple of comments.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for a memorial resolution. Comments, Ms. Talley.
I attended Tammy Garrison's funeral on Saturday along with several other people that's here today. And all I can say is that I have such a nice turnout of people I'll support. I'm talking about city officials, city leadership, school leadership, community that's come out to support the family of Tammy Garrison. And what was so just funny to me is that everybody's message was the same about this young lady. So I just want to just prayers over her family during this very, very, very difficult time. Just so many people out to support her and her family during this time. But the message of Tammy Garrison was so consistent across that place. Her heart, her volunteerism, her help, just a servant. So she will be sorely missed. And just prayers for her family and friends and everybody during this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Talley. Roll call, Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Crowd.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, welcome. At this time, the chair is going to recognize Councilwoman Abdo.
Yes, I'd like to ask for a memorial resolution for Mary Ann Risner.
Support.
She was a lifelong resident, as her family, lived 96 years, and I think most of Romulus came out to wish her goodbye.
Thank you.
John, I'd like to.
Yes,
I'd like to make
comments?
a comment about Mary Ann. You know, she was one of the kindest, sweetest women that you ever met. And for about 15 years, when we did the animal shelter bingo, she was there for many hours, helping Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, every year after year. And may she rest in peace.
Thank you,
Yes,
Mr.
Mr.
Wadsworth.
Wadsworth. She also volunteered at the senior center, packing food for the food deliveries there, and I think I'm not the only one, but quite a few people all called her Grandma Risner.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Mr. Crowd,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Council. I'd like to ask for a resolution for Judge Tina Brooks Green. She's retired, and this is just a resolution acknowledging and congratulating her for all of her years of service, serving us here in our community at the 34th District Court.
I need a
Is that
So
I
moved.
I need someone to make the
So
motion,
moved.
please.
motion.
Report.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, I think that was motion by, supported by Mr. Kraut for a resolution for Ms. Green. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Through the chair, I'd like to make that motion, accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, to approve of the chairperson's report. Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report, and presenting the mayor's report this evening in his absence is our Chief of Staff, Ms. Julie Waitoko.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and good evening, City Council, and to our City Treasurer, Deputy Clerk, and our audience here this evening, and also those streaming from home. Before I get into the mayor's report, I'd like to give you a quick update on things that are happening in Romulus, and that'll be provided by our own Vanessa Tolliver from the mayor's office.
Hello, I'm Vanessa Tolliver, and here are some events happening in Romulus. In honor of Black History Month, the Romulus Public Library will feature a family-friendly film that celebrates Black stories every Wednesday throughout the month of February, beginning at 5 p.m. Pentecostal Baptist Church would like to invite the community to Black History Month celebration on Saturday, February 15th at 3 p.m. The church is located at 35625 Vinewood Street in Romulus, Michigan. The annual dog and cat inoculation will be held on Saturday, February 22nd at the Romulus DPW from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. Pet owners can pay for dog licenses as well as dog and cat vaccinations. Fluff and Puff Pet Grooming will also be available to provide low-cost nail trimming. For more information, contact the Romulus Animal Shelter at 734-942-7591. As a reminder, city offices will be closed on Monday, February 17th in observance of President's Day. Thanks, everyone, and remember to like and share us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website for more information. You have yourself a lovely evening.
Thank you, Vanessa. Before I get into the action items from the mayor this evening, I also just want to quickly mention we had a great One Romulus community meeting last week. Thank you to everyone who was in attendance. That one was held at the Gateway Golf Course Clubhouse, and it was a cool winter evening, but yet we still had a lot of residents that came out and asked questions and got updates on what's happening in the community, and we will be sharing more details on those upcoming events. Watch your community newsletter and watch the city website as well. We look forward to having you at the next one that we hold. First item under the mayor's report this evening, item 5A, is a request for Intech Software Solutions, Inc. And with council's concurrence, the resolution request is to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the agreement for software services with Intech Software Solutions for the data migration and licensing of Modus election software at an initial cost of $5,522 and an annual licensing fee of $4,044 for the purpose of assisting the clerk's office in appointing, training, and maintaining election inspectors for future elections.
To the chair,
Ms. Talley,
I'd like to make that motion. I do have a question to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached agreement for software services with Intech Software Solutions, Inc. for the data migration and licensing of Modus election software at an initial cost of $5,522, an annual licensing fee of $4,044 for the purpose of assisting the clerk's office in appointing, training, and maintaining election inspectors for future elections.
been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Kraut, for Intech Software Solutions Incorporated. Discussion, Ms. Talley.
Yeah, real quick, how does this with software work? I guess, I mean, I read everything that was in here, because it looks like there are different things it can do, but we're just more so focusing on, what does that mean? Is it something they do online when it says appointing, training, and maintaining? I'm just curious.
No, it's a little bit of everything, and I'm
Okay.
going to let our deputy clerk explain,
Okay.
because he's
I know you
spearheading
probably
this.
would.
And so I'm going to let him explain this, so.
Good evening again, honorable city council members, Madam Clerk, Madam Treasurer, City Attorney, Chief of Staff. So this product is a game changer, at least from the clerk's office perspective. We spend hours upon hours upon hours reaching out to election inspectors, updating their information, training them, getting availability from them, precinct assignments. This takes what we have divided over multiple Excel files and place it under one. It sends out emails to our election inspectors, texts to our election inspectors. It allows them to easily have a profile that's specific for them that do not require them to log in. All their login information is in the email. They can update their contact information, select availability, sign up for training, and even conduct trainings online, which is the next step for the clerk's office, is putting a lot of trainings online for remote access for our election inspectors.
So they have to be computer savvy to be able to,
In this day and age, yeah, that's unfortunately, that's the next leg for anything. All
Yeah.
the technology that the clerk's office is experiencing, especially when it comes to elections, is moving towards a technology
Yeah.
base. So it's kind of going to be a requirement. I guess the
Yeah.
only requirement will be for them to be able to access their emails. And from
Okay.
there, it's just a one-click button.
so y'all not gonna use the equipment piece of this? That won't be, y'all won't be utilizing
No,
that?
no,
Okay,
because
it's
we
strictly,
handle all of our equipment in-house.
Okay. okay, no, I just was curious, thank you.
You're welcome.
It sounds great.
Any other discussion from council?
Did you have one?
If none, roll call vote. Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The mayor's next request, item 5B, is request for approval to award bid ITB 2425-06, which is for 2-year concrete pricing. And with your concurrence, that would be to award ITB 2425-06 to Pavement Supply LLC, Osborne Concrete, and Messina Concrete at the prices submitted on the tab sheet for 2-year fixed pricing for concrete for the City of Romulus Department of Public Works.
Through the chair,
Ms. Tally?
I'd like to make that motion, and I do have a question. To concur with administration and award ITB 24/25-06 to Pavement Supply LLC, Osborne Concrete, and Messina Concrete at the prices submitted on the tabulation sheet for 2-year fixed pricing for concrete for the City of Romulus Department of Public Works.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Tally, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for ITB 24/25-006, 2-year concrete pricing. Discussion, Ms. Tally.
Yeah, now, just quick, I know it said we're awarding it to all 3. How does that work when we award it to 3 bidders?
So what we have is a high demand on this concrete now. It's 4,000 PSI. Just the industry is experiencing a lot of scaling, and
Okay.
this is kind of a way to mitigate that. And I figured if we give it to all 3, we have one of them's a Romulus business. The other 2 are cost-effective ones outside the city. But availability, I think, is kind of what we want to have coverage for.
Make sure we're covered. Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's what I needed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other discussion, council? If there's no other discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. And the last item, 5C, is a request for introduction of Budget Amendment 2425-14. And with your concurrence, that would be to introduce this budget amendment to recognize additional revenues and expenditures related to reimbursable engineering fees.
Through the
Mr.
chair.
Chairman.
Ms. Tally?
I'd like to make that motion and concur with the administration to introduce Budget Amendment 24/25-14 to recognize additional revenues and expenditures related to reimbursable engineering fees.
Need support. Need a support.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Tally, supported by Mr. Kraut, for introduction of Budget Amendment 24/25-14. Also, I see the Building Director up here. I seen you walk up here. I know you want to say something.
Oh, yeah, good evening, council. I just wanted to explain. So with our engineering reimbursable fees, there's two line items, and the way it works is one's for revenue and one's for expense. And once a development gets a site plan approval, the next step is they have to submit engineering fees. And these, for engineering plans, they get reviewed by OHM, our city engineer consultant, and we collect, when they submit those, they also submit a cost estimate. And when they give us the cost estimate, our review fee is based on that. So we collect the review fee up front, which is our revenue, and then based on that, then we do the review, and that's what we pay the consultant to do the review. So we can never actually spend more than we take in. Now, some of these projects last over a year, depending on how many different engineering review fees there are, but we've already went over our revenue by about almost $100,000, and we're getting close to our expenses, and that's what this amendment is. And it really is a good thing because it just shows there's a lot of proposed development and a lot of things going on in our city.
Thank you for explaining.
Thank you,
that.
Jeff, for the explanation. There's no other discussion.
Yeah, I do have a question. Thank you for calling me and letting me know how this went down. Probably sure you called everybody and kind of gave them the rundown of what this was about, correct?
I did not call everybody, no.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
apologize for that.
No, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. If there's no other discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. And before I conclude the mayor's report, I did want to mention to City Council, in your internal mailboxes last week with your packet, we did include a copy of the upcoming budget meeting schedule. Of course, after April 1st, Council will begin their study sessions over the draft budget, but this is the preliminary budgets that we sit down, the mayor goes through with all departments. Of course, the emphasis is always on needs versus wants when we're looking at budgets, but this is a great time for City Council to come in and kind of get more of the background and detail on why those requests are submitted. So you did receive the schedule, and we do encourage you to attend all or the portions that you can over the next about week and a half. So I just wanted to remind you of that. And with that, I'll close out the mayor's report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Number 6 is the clerk's report. I have 5 action items. Before I begin, I just want to give a shout out to Councilwoman Roscoe. And if she's watching, let her know where our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with her, and as she recovers from her surgery. And also, I want to echo and say welcome, Councilman Jones. And the first action item under the clerk's report, asking council approval for the second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 2425-13 in the amount of $97,800 to refund the dispatcher overtime GL to cover costs from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. This amendment was introduced at the January 27th, 2025 council meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move for the second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 24/25-13, and it's for the dispatcher's overtime.
I second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley. Second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 24/25-13. Discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Agenda item 6B, asking council approval to approve the second reading and final adoption to Chapter 36, Article 3, adding Section 36-35, detention for purpose of identification to the City of Romulus Code of Ordinances. This amendment was introduced at the January 27, 2025 council meeting.
Through the chair, I'll make that motion to approve the second reading and final adoption to Chapter 36, Article 3, adding Section 36-35, detention for purpose of identification to the City of Romulus Code of Ordinances.
I second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley. Second reading and final adoption of Chapter 36, Article 3, adding Section 36-35 to the City of Romulus Code of Ordinance, Detention and Identification Ordinance. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Crowd?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. 6C, request council approval for the second reading and final adoption of TA 2024-002, a proposed text amendment to Section 3.6, parking and storage of recreational vehicles, commercial vehicles, and automobiles in residential district of the City of Romulus zoning ordinance. This amendment was introduced at the January 27, 2025 council meeting.
Through the chair,
Ms. Talley?
I'd like to make that motion to approve the second reading and final adoption of the TA-2024-002, a proposed text amendment to Section 3.06, parking and storage of recreational vehicles, commercial vehicles, and automobiles in residential districts of the City of Romulus zoning ordinance.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Wadsworth. Second reading and final adoption of TA 2024-002, a proposed text amendment to Section 306, parking and storage, recreation vehicles, commercial vehicles, and automobiles in residential districts of the zoning ordinance for the City of Romulus. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Crowd?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. 6D, it is requested that council concur with the recommendation of Kevin Kraus, Director of Community Safety and Development, and adopt a resolution establishing a commercial redevelopment district for parcel 80-99-0003-0008 as described in your memo.
Through the chair,
Ms. Talley?
I'd like to make the motion to adopt the resolution establishing a commercial redevelopment district for a parcel of land described, the commercial redevelopment district per PA 255 of 1978 for 8500 Wickham, parcel identification number 800409900030008 for the parcel of land as described here in our package.
Need support?
Support.
Been motioned by
Question.
Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Jones. I'd like to have
Question.
Mr. Kraut to come up and just give a little overview of this project, please.
I got a question.
And then Mr. Wadsworth, you have a question?
Yes.
Then I have discussion.
Evening, Council. Evening, Council. So what we're asking for here is, as you know, Cooper Hotels has purchased the Roadway Inn, which subsequently has been closed. That hotel has been closed for a number of different reasons, both ordinance and building related. And they're looking at reinvesting into the community. And in doing so, they have to tear down that old hotel that's there. And their proposal is to tear down that hotel and make a kind of a joint use campus with 2 additional new hotels at that location. So through economic development, one of the tools that we're able to do is establish what they call a commercial redevelopment district. And that's what this will do here today, is just approving the district itself. And then that will allow Cooper Hotels to submit their application and ask for tax credits in order to cover the cost of that demolition of that hotel for the future. They did submit a letter requesting that the commercial redevelopment district was established so they could be evaluated and the application could be submitted, and that's what we're doing here today. Once that application is submitted, my office will work with Julie Albert, our assessor, and we will evaluate the cost of the demolition and then make a recommendation to council as far as that, and that action will be taken at a future council meeting. So
Mr. Wallace.
this evening is just to establish the district itself.
Mr.
And
Wadsworth?
I think that Mr. Kraus has answered my question, but you will only give us a recommendation,
Correct,
okay? And then we have the final approval on this.
correct, yep.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Ms. Abdo, you had something?
Yes, the sole purpose of establishing this redevelopment district is because they're wanting, this is a $6.7 billion company, is wanting a 12-year tax break. I have had numerous calls. People do not want to give big corporations tax breaks. Therefore, I cannot support setting up a development that's setting them up for that.
Okay, any other? Mr.
You know,
Kraut?
Yes.
You know, 12 years is too long. I can say 8 years at the most, 12 years is too much.
So, initial discussions, again, the purpose of establishing this was to assist with the demolition on that site and get it redeveloped. As it sits now, the taxes are capped at a certain amount. By demoing the site and the reinvestment in the site with 2 new hotels, the city will reap the rewards long-term for the new tax investment on that property. Once the application is submitted, then, again, we will, work with the assessor's office to establish, what the abatement recommendation will be based on the numbers. So the initial paperwork submitted by Cooper Hotels was requesting for 12 years, but our recommendation may not be 12 years if it's significantly less to cover the cost of the demolition.
Right, so through the chair,
Yes,
the 12 years is not set in stone.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Any other discussion, council? Thank you, Mr. Kraut. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes,
Ms. Abdo?
No.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The last action item, 6E, and this is a request for resolution. This was from our special meeting, public hearing this evening. So the request is that council adopt a resolution vacating the north-south alley in the Ecorse City Community Subdivision east of Farnham Avenue, west of Middle Belt Road, and north of Charles Avenue to terminus abutting lots 1-8 inclusive, lots 13-30 inclusive, lots 31-34, lots 35-38 inclusive, lots 39-43, lots 44 and 45 combined, lots 46-48, and lots 49-54 inclusive, and lots 55-62 located in the northeast quarter section 11 of the City of Romulus, County of Wayne, retaining all utility easement of records and a 20-foot utility easement, 10 feet on each side from the center line of the alley.
Through the chair,
Ms. Talley?
I'd like to make that motion to adopt a resolution vacating the north-south alley in the Ecorse City Community Subdivision east of Farnham Avenue, west of Middle Belt Road, and north of Charles Avenue to terminus, and the rest as stated by the clerk.
Need support? Motion by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for resolution to vacate alley located in the Ecorse City Community Subdivision. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, City Council. That concludes the clerk's report. It takes us to number 7, the treasurer's report.
Good evening. I have a few announcements to make, and I want to remind everyone that on Friday, February 14th, taxes are due, and the office closes at 4 o'clock. However, you can drop them in the drop box, and we would be happy to get those processed on time, but they must be in the drop box and ready for pickup, for us to pick up at 8 a.m. on Monday morning. Also, I would like to remind everyone that, because I've been asked this lately, that you actually have until Friday, February 28th to pay them at the city. After the 28th, they do go downtown. So we do recommend you pay them on time on February 14th. However, you do have till the 28th. There are some additional fees included in that. March 1st, they do go to the county. And then there are some additional fees when they go to the county. As always, if you have any questions, please contact the treasurer's office. We would be happy to answer those questions for you. And finally, if you have not called the senior center for income tax purposes, they are still taking appointments there. If you call the senior center, that's for low income, disabled, or seniors, please contact them. We would love to help you and make sure you get your income taxes in on time. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer.
Number 8 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience. The rules to address City Council can be found in the back of your agendas. If you would like to address the City Council, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium, and we ask that you state your name. Please note that members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first, and then you will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. Mr. Chair, Council, we do have one written request to speak, and this is coming from Ms. Stephanie Richards.
Hello, esteemed council people. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. My name is Stephanie Richards. I am your Western Wayne Community Liaison, representing the Wayne County Sheriff's Office. So some of you may have received emails from me kind of introducing myself, but I believe in putting a face with an email. And what little bit about my role is that, Sheriff Raphael Washington, he likes to be everywhere, but he can't do, everything all the time. So he kind of created a task force. I have all of Western Wayne, and we have 2 people that actually cover Detroit and a representative that covers downriver. And what our role basically is, we go out within the community, see what your needs are, see how we can help, where you need more sheriff's presence, where you need Mr. Sheriff Washington to be. I am not his replacement. However, I'm an extension of. So if you see me, you see him. But if you really want to see him, let me know and I can arrange that as well. And so I just wanted to come and introduce myself formally. I know I go to all the Western Wayne conferences and I'm in the community heavy, but I just felt like it was important for me to come actually to introduce myself and let you know who I am. And before I part, I just want to say sorry for the loss of the loved ones that you guys mentioned, the residents here. That was very touching. I'm sure that they are lost, loved and missed by many. So I just acknowledge their lives as well. To our councilwoman that's at home, if you're there listening, I hope you recover from your surgery. Also, we have a judge, I believe, that retired that I hear, so congratulations on that. And it sounds like you guys have some really exciting IT things going on here that I might have to steal and recommend. So again, I'm here. I will be available afterwards if you'd like to talk to me, but I just wanted to say hello and I'm at your service.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the only written request.
Okay. Are there any other comments from the audience? If there's no other comments from the audience, Madam Clerk, the old saying, let's close that part out.
All right. Number 9 is unfinished business. Number 10 is new business. Number 11 for approval is warrant 25-3.
Through the chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 25-3 in the following amounts. General Fund, $98,737.78. Major Street Fund, $15,980.05. Local Street Fund, $14,385.39. Public Safety Fund, $23,087.62. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $99,150.23. Tax Increment Finance Authority, $603,999.46. Downtown Development Authority, $628.62. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $22,174.30. 911 Service Fund, $1,840. Library Fund, $3,826.66. Water and Sewer Fund, $438,903.11. Motor Vehicle, $38,895.12. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $137,776.19. Revolving Fund, $1,700. Current tax, $8,010.49. Impress Payroll Fund, $335,521.38, totaling all funds, $1,844,616.40.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant number 25-3 for $1,844,616.40. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Number 12 is communication.
Through the chair.
Ms. Talley?
Yeah, a couple of quick things, just to piggyback off Julie, the community meeting at Gateway was just phenomenal. It was just such a large turnout of the residents, so I want to thank them all for coming out, showing out, supporting. Had a lot of school officials there. Portia Laster, our board president, school board president, did an amazing job facilitating that event, so kudos to Portia and for coming out and doing that for the mayor, and just a great turnout. That was a great event, so just good job. And then we also had a visioning meeting for the E-Course district. That was, what day was that? Thursday. So more information to come. I loved what I heard in that, just forward thinking and just trying to stay abreast and be in changes and just staying up to speed and taking our city to different levels. So it was just very encouraging. So thank you for that, Kevin, and the mayor and the staff, everybody who was involved in putting that together. It looked like a lot of work, a lot of high-level information presented, but I think it was just a great start. So thank you for that. And then I just want to shout out to Miss Irene Courtney from First Baptist Church, who celebrated a milestone birthday this weekend. I wasn't able to make the celebration on Saturday, but wanted to give her a great shout out. Happy birthday, Miss Irene Courtney from First Baptist Church. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Talley. Any other? If no other communication, I'd just like to say thank you, Lions, again, for a good season. We're going to be practicing probably in the fall. Getting about, quit laughing, Mr. Wadsworth and
Well,
Jones.
we shouldn't have been number 1 seed. We should have been number 2 seed.
Okay, well, next time we may be a grape seed. So, Jones and everyone and Miss Braggs and everybody, thank y'all for y'all support and putting up with me for being such a Lion fan. Thank you.
If there's no further communication from council, it takes us to number 13, adjournment. Time
So
is
moved,
8:16.
go Lions.
Support.
Oh, right. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
For adjournment, Mr. Wadsworth, Mr. Kraut. Mr. Kraut,
No, I support it, but,
Mr. Jones. Well, y'all sound alike.
no, I don't.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Go Lions.